play a Telecaster, custom shop Telecaster, and that's really it. And then I have a board that I play through. Anytime we do an acoustic, I've got a really cool Taylor acoustic guitar too. The amps, when I can get away with it, I got like a '69 Blackface Deluxe Reverb Fender. That's certainly my favorite. And then the smaller places, I've got a Fender Junior and stuff like that.
Well, my favorite gear is my Steinway piano that I have at home, my Hammond B3 organ, and my vintage Wurlitzer. I use mostly on a lot of the gigs a smaller keyboard called the Nord, which has a nice piano sound, great Wurlitzer sound, and a really good organ sound. I put it through two old amps made by the great Leo Fender. One is called a Princeton, the other one is a Harvard. So I call it my Ivy League stereo setup. And then I sing with my mouth. Usually works pretty well.
Probably the ones I play most frequently, I've got a Gretsch kit. Gosh, I have a Camco kit that from the 60s, I think, which is actually pretty precious since I don't bring it out a lot, but I do love to play that. And then actually probably one of my favorites is like a 60s era Ludwig. It's just got really beautiful tone, and a lot of times on our albums it's either the Ludwig or I've got a Slingerland kit, Radio King. So those are the two that actually show up in most of our recorded material.
I have a Baby Grand Yamaha Baby Grand white one, which I love. That's what I play every day when I'm doing voice lessons with my clients. And at home I have a CP88, a Yamaha CP88. I have a wireless mic system and it's the Shure. I kind of blinged that out. I put a lot of like sparkle on that bad boy. I have a Yamaha guitar and a Taylor guitar. And a Kala ukulele.
I'm a big fan of Mark bass amps. That's what I use. I have this great little combo that I've had for like 15 years for like every session gig and like small club gig, and it's, you know, it's big enough to do anything. And the Mark bass combo too. And I mean, the greatest workhorse ever, but I use their stuff for my my big rig as well. Fan of active, you know, sort of custom active basses all my life. I have a Warwick bass. I have a very limited Klein fretless 5-string bass, and I've always really favored that active sound. And after 30 years of being beaten into submission by, you know, recording studio engineers, I finally gave in and bought a Fender Jazz bass last year. And it's a relatively new bass. I bought it because you can't get a 5-string vintage Fender Jazz bass, to my knowledge. They made some in the 60s, but they had a high C instead of a low B. That little skinny bass I play is an Eminence upright, and that's been a wonderful studio workhorse and a bass that I really, really love. That's all? I could talk for like 45 more minutes. Is there anything else you'd like to know about me? My favorite cat? I like all cats. I like, you should ask everybody whether they like cats or dogs.